Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download. It's Tuesday, the Dirty Air segment is here, and we've got a great guest for you. My wife Amy's going to be on the show. Let's get her in the room. Let's get this started. This is going to be a fun one. The following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download, and it's Tuesday. So that means it's an episode of Dirty Air, and we got a special guest today. My wife Amy's back.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
So we're going to do this around the first. It's not the first of the month. It's the 30th. Close enough for me. And we're going to have Amy as a guest regularly first of the month.
That's right.
Yeah. So people have been asking where you've been and like having you on the show. So we found what we feel like is a doable schedule.
Yeah, any more of me, we probably start arguing on air, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah. Well, a good debate on this show always gets good numbers.
Yeah, okay.
It does.
It gets the people talking. Anyhow, and also, instead of Ask Junior today, Andrew had the great idea to do Ask Amy. So,
that's right.
Yeah. Andrew, Dalton, you guys are here. Tim's is in the back room there. There will be no Dirty Mo Doe in this show, but there is a lot going on.
A ton.
With the Dirty Mo Doe team this week. I didn't want people to think that Dirty Mo Doe taking the week off.
It's practically Dirty Mo Doe week at the office.
Yeah.
I went up there yesterday, and Amy, this is the vision of the
ticker.
The room has come together because, I mean, literally they're doing what I hoped they would do with it. And they're live streaming themselves every day. When do you guys go on air?
It varies every day.
Okay.
Today's 12:15.
And how long will you be on?
A couple
For
hours.
as long
the
as
YouTube?
the
So it's the
Olympics.
Dirty Mo Media YouTube channels where this is at?
Dirty Mo
No.
Doe YouTube
I'm sorry,
channel.
Dirty Mo Doe has its own YouTube channel.
Yep.
It makes me mad that I did that. Dirty Mo Doe has its own YouTube channel. Search that and subscribe and see what those guys are doing. So
Wait, I got a stupid question. I'm going to ask a stupid question.
Yes.
What are you doing in your office for
I'll
2
let
hours
you
that
know.
everyone's watching?
I'll let
Is
you
that
know.
what
So
you're
yeah,
doing?
that's coming next. So
Come on, Ralph, get to it.
I will, but I want people. I got to get people to the YouTube page. So
It's about the journey.
there's
We are always on
and we have an hour to fill here. So there's these
The whole hour is explaining Dirty Mo
Yeah.
Doe is live.
there's cameras. There's 4 TVs where they're watching all of the Olympic sports.
Mm-hmm.
Tim's and the crew are making bets. The ticker's running. They may make a bet off the ticker. They may, already have their bets planned from last night. So every day there'll be a couple hours this week of the Dirty Mo Doe crew, mostly the Dirty Mo Media team, having fun in the office.
Did y'all finally get your chairs put together?
We
Yes.
did. Yes. Yeah.
There's 2. It's kind of decent.
Are you going to wear
Yeah.
outfits? Are you going to wear
No.
dress in red, white, and
That
blue?
might- that
I mean,
might develop.
They're in their
it
work
could.
clothes.
Well,
I feel like
there
you need
is-
flair.
So
Yeah.
we'll have in-office bets too, and the loser has to spin a punishment wheel, and one of them is you have to wear a swim cap and goggles. So there are some outfits.
Okay.
I saw somebody
I
was
said-
outside yesterday
Yes,
running a
a
lap.
few of us.
Yep.
Yeah, I got $20 for singing the national anthem word for word. So
In the swim cap.
in a swim
Yep.
cap, yeah, it's quite an
Okay.
experience.
Yeah, we're throwing everything we got at it. It's just
I want
whatever
to
we
see
can
some
think of.
gymnastics uniforms. I want to see
Oh,
some
man.
stuff.
Hey, Andrew's got one of those.
He's got a lot of spandex in his closet. I've seen a few outfits already.
I'd have to order one.
Don't hold back, boys. Go for it.
I've got one in my backpack. No joke. Right
Well,
now.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so Dirty Mo Doe is busy, and if you want to see what they're up to, they're going to be living on their YouTube page this week. We have a game we're going to play later in this show, the Newlywed Game between Amy and I. I'm nervous about that. Obviously, Ask Amy instead of Ask Junior this week. And we got the call from the winner of the race.
That's right.
I've been having a lot of fun going around on social media, reading all of the traditional NASCAR social media handles, Rubbins Racing and all the other guys that are out there promoting our sport. No races this weekend, but we got this. I'm like, there are races? What the hell? There's what do you mean no races?
I know, I made that mistake
Cars
too.
Tour, yeah, you did.
I did, yeah.
Cars Tour is not on break.
Which I watched that race.
It was fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't wait to talk about
There
it
was a
later.
little bit for everybody. We're going to cover the Cars Tour. And the winner of the Cars Tour race, Ronnie Bassett Jr., is going to call into the show. Our winner every week calls into the show, and so there'll be a big treat to have Ronnie on, and we'll cover some of the stuff that went on in the Cars Tour. If you want to catch up really quick, you can push pause right here, go onto YouTube, at Flo's YouTube, and watch the highlights of the race. 10 minutes max to watch the highlights of the race, and then you can listen to the show.
Come back
and understand what we're talking about. Then we'll have the white flag, and that'll be the show. So, all right, do we get right into it? Right to the Newlyweds Game?
I mean, we can.
All right.
Yeah. What were you gonna say right before we were going to record?
It's about the microwave.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have this boat Dale bought that I said no, but Dale bought it anyway.
Wait now.
That
We
boat?
both bought it.
Nope. You bought the boat.
Your name's on the title, though.
That doesn't mean I have anything to do really with the choice of this boat. It was a ploy and a manipulation tactic.
We even thought Amy came up with a
And I
great
still
name.
have disdain for the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Amy came up with a great name for the boat.
I want to hear
She
it.
said no.
She said no. That's great. We have some guests in the studio with us that are driven to give winners, and they just bust out.
So I think that's a
Live
winner.
studio audience.
I think that's a winner. She said no.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's a
so
great
this
name.
the microwave is for this boat.
Yeah.
Dale seems to think I'm going to be cooking hot meals in here, and I told him that's not happening
I never
because
said
there's
that.
this really ridiculous old stove.
Yeah.
And we should take a video and show you so you can
I have some
understand.
pictures.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's a 2002 Gibson houseboat. It's not as old as it looks.
But
now
the
That's a
oven
good way to
is
tee it up.
yeah.
from like
The oven.
a different decade, maybe 2 or 3 back.
The boat's in reasonably good shape. We talked about this boat.
Yeah.
Remember when who was it? Carson had I talked about this boat way back in October last year. And remember
yeah.
Remember the boat that wouldn't leave me alone? So
The boat that wouldn't leave him
Kept
alone.
finding him.
yes.
It was calling.
Quickly, I'll give you a quick recap. I know we don't want to drag our feet around here.
We
but,
got an hour to fill.
I know.
So.
So I get bored sometimes, and last year I built a new folder on my phone, and it had RV Trader, Auto Trader, Cars.com, eBay Motors.
Yes, that's right. The folders.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all of that for basically just looking for buying. Not gonna buy anything, but just seeing like what people are selling out there: side by sides, campers, boats.
Yes, I
right?
remember this.
Boats.com. So I'm on boats.
I've never heard of anybody window shopping for large things like this
Yeah.
without a real purpose, right?
I had no purpose.
Just looking.
lying. He's lying about that.
We did have a houseboat, which I missed. We got that pontoon. Everybody remembers the pontoon story from a year or two ago. So we're enjoying the pontoon, but kind of missing the houseboat. The pontoon rides with the kids have been a little bit tough, and I'm thinking, man, maybe if they were in a houseboat, in a enclosed, they had the option of being outside or inside
Let's
something.
keep them spoiled so they never learn how to deal with the boat.
Well, this boat's not going to spoil them. So,
Yeah, well,
not
Just
this
try
houseboat.
microwaving something.
right.
That'll humble you real
Anyways,
quick.
I saw this houseboat, and it was in, I think it was in Chattanooga, Tennessee, on a river somewhere. And I was like, oh, those are neat. So I started looking at Gibsons and different style of houseboats, kind of like that. And it's a little bit more of a home than the houseboat we had was just a party pad.
It didn't have a microwave.
You went in.
Definitely no microwave.
You went inside, and there was a 11 case beer cooler.
There was a beer cooler and a countertop
Slide
and a
top.
giant couch that turned into a bed.
Yeah.
So a
all you
microwave
need.
is what turns a house into a home.
A houseboat into a
Basically,
home
all
boat.
you need is a microwave.
This was a party. That was a party pad, and this is more like a family boat. And so I was like, man, that thing's neat. And I was thinking about getting the boat, and or at least going to look at it. I made this long list in my phone, and I was going to send Sonny all the way to Chattanooga to look at the boat, and I had a long list of things that he had to do. And one was like, what does it smell like? Just silly, like
Describe it as best
are
you
the
can.
any windows leaking? Things like that. So it's a long list. And so I was going to see. Well, I go back on, and the boat was gone. I was like, oh. Somebody bought it.
I was like, yes, somebody bought it.
Somebody bought it. It's gone.
It's
Man,
polar opposites.
wasn't
Yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah.
Wasn't meant to be. So a month or two goes by. We talked about the boat on the
I remember now.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Carson Elledge, my niece, says, "Hey, a friend of mine says you were looking at a boat. This guy owns it. So there's like 3 or 4 degrees of separation to this guy that owns it." It's like, no way it's the boat that I was looking at. I mean, no way. And I said, have him send a picture. She sends a picture to my phone. It's the boat.
Wow.
And she goes, he still has it. He just took the listing down, but it's still for sale. I was like, oh, man, Sonny's, go look at it. So Sonny goes and looks at it. It sends me all these videos of the boat running and the inside and all that, and there's still things that need to get fixed. I paid too much money for it. It's probably not worth what I paid, but we get the boat, and now here we are. And so to force Amy
And here we are.
to force Amy to like it, I made her put her name on the title.
Hey, if anybody wants any marriage advice, that's not the way.
Don't
And
do
I was-
that.
It's not
Okay,
the way.
I'll write that down.
I was like, she'll love it if her name's on the title, right?
How does it feel?
Do you love it?
Do you love it? Does it feel like it's yours?
I walk in and I'm talking to myself constantly, trying to talk myself into loving it. I'm like, this damn boat still stinks.
Yeah, it does have a smell. We put carpet in it, and we think the smell is the new carpet, like the glue and all, whatever.
Oh, so like that'll go away with time.
Hopefully,
you think?
yeah.
Just got aired out.
And it's got some bugs that we're working on.
It's got some quirks.
Yeah.
It's going
Not
in
like
the right
real
direction.
bugs.
No,
Going
but I
in the
think
right.
Okay.
It's going in the right
the
direction.
people that had it before, I think, lived on it. They had dogs.
They did.
Oh,
They
okay.
didn't replace anything in 30 years. So, like, there's a stench. And we are cleaning and cleaning and cleaning and replacing little things, fabrics and whatever. So it's helping.
You
But
usually have to pay extra for that. But
Yeah.
I guess you're
Oh.
all right.
So I
added
bought a
stink.
new.
he's paying for it, don't you worry.
I bought a new microwave. The microwave has to be smaller than normal microwaves. I guess normal microwaves are like 15 inches deep. This one needs to be less than 14, so it's kind of tough to find one. And Amy wanted one that wasn't black, and so I found one.
Nothing in this thing is black. It just is going to stick out and stare
And
at you
I
all the damn day.
got
so
a,
no, it can't
yeah.
be black.
But
I would have been fine with a white one.
What color is it?
The microwave,
Yeah.
silver.
Oh,
You know,
Well, that's
brushed
happy medium.
brush steel or aluminum, whatever
Yeah,
that. You know,
stainless.
stainless. But I've been tuning on this thing, man. I went over there yesterday, and me and Sonny put a kick panel. One of the kick panels was missing in the steps, going downstairs to this little bunk room underneath the steerage, and so it's fun. It's a little fun project. I have to be working on something. I have to be busy. Like I have to have something to look forward to doing, and the boat's been doing that for me. It's been fun.
Fun.
We'll go out, and the marina where we keep the boat is such a throwback. Like I've been around this lake, on and off this lake, since 1981, and so it's a real nostalgic place for me because I've lived on it for a lot of years, 10 years, and fished on it and all that, and it's changed a ton. There's all these $1 million houses being built all up and down the coastline of the lake, and this marina is very, very nostalgic and old school. And the boat itself, it's a 2002, but the interior might as well be late 80s,
Yeah.
you know. And
It's got like whitewashed pickled walls.
yeah,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
That's
it,
awesome.
it looks more vintage than
it
it
does.
is.
Yeah. And so I'm liking all that. Not necessarily. Amy's probably not loving all that, but
The interior designer in me is having a hard time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
It's a
We-
challenge.
we
Emotional
bought-
challenge.
We bought a couch off the internet, and the couch was
We bought this couch from Walmart, and
was it Walmart?
yeah, it came in and it didn't have any legs or feet, so it just sat flat on
Yeah,
the
it
floor.
sat on. Well, it looked
You
great.
missed a step, buddy.
We bought it. We both chose it, and we get it, and we put it in the bed. We put it in we put it in the boat, and it's like, damn, it needs legs. It's on the ground. It's too low.
doesn't have his sea legs.
I thought it was awesome that it just didn't even come with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we bought
You need
legs.
sea legs?
Yeah.
Then we bought
Yeah.
some legs off Amazon, and I go over there and I'm like putting legs on the couch.
And one of them's very crooked. I'm like,
One's
it looks
like
like it's got a
crooked.
crooked front tooth because there's
Yes.
like 6 sets of legs. There's
Yeah.
so many pieces.
There's like
It's perfect.
There's
It's
6
perfect.
legs across the front of this couch, and one's cocked pretty bad. And I'm like, I'll fix it. Don't worry. That's not high priority, but it'll get fixed.
I'm like, why couldn't that one been in the back, you know?
But this,
Yeah.
It's always something.
I'll send some pictures so you guys can post. I don't mind you posting some pictures of the interior of the boat, but it's just very old school. It has this sort of living room area. Then you go down these steps, and if you know a Gibson boat, you know what I'm talking about. And then there's a kitchenette, and there's like a dinette on the side where I can see myself drinking a lot of beer. And then there's this little kitchen area that Amy, we won't use, but there's a full-size refrigerator and a microwave and a lot of counter space.
Oh.
And so forth. And then in the back's the master bed. Up front under the steerage, under the living room, is this little perfect 2 full-size bunk. It's a bunk room, 2 full-size beds side by side for the girls. And I don't know, I can see us going out there and having some overnights and maybe some weekends. We'll see.
Yeah. What else do you need?
Yeah.
Seems perfect.
Yeah.
You should come see it, Dalton.
I'll come out
Make
there
a trip
and hang
out
out.
of it.
It's
Do y'all
pretty-
get out on the lake here?
When I can.
Yeah.
You know,
How about you?
every once in a
I'd
while.
like to. I don't know anybody with a boat.
Wait,
Now you do.
you
Hey.
go out?
Now you do.
Very rarely.
Do you
Whenever
know somebody with a boat?
my dad. He's got a
Hey,
boat.
he has a dad,
I do have a dad.
and his dad has a boat.
I do. Sometimes it runs.
Andrew, that's how this works.
Sometimes.
That's the thing about
That's how
boats.
this works.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's how life works,
Yeah.
Andrew. Here's a guy who has a dad who has a boat.
Yeah.
He
Do
goes,
I have to go with Dalton?
No,
that's-
you
I
can
did
go
go
with
with my
Dale. He's
dad.
going to be going
Yeah.
a lot by
Oh.
himself. He's going to need help.
That's an option.
Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
I got 2 boat guys
You
now.
can, yeah, you got 2 people.
There's
Mike
a bunk
has a
room.
boat.
There's a
Mike
bunker.
does have a boat.
Yes, Mike has a boat.
I don't think he wants us to go with him though.
Mike has a boat, yes.
We're going on Mike's boat.
whether he likes
Whether
it
he
or
likes
not.
it or not.
You should just commandeer Mike's boat.
Yeah, there you go.
Pontoons are, used pontoons are relatively cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think that the Dirty Mo Media crew could all pool together to have their own pontoon. You could even wrap it.
Why don't you just wrap the pontoon we have and let them take it out?
There we go.
Are
Look
you
at that.
serious?
Solving
That
problems.
thing is nice.
It's
What?
not even being used.
Yeah, but
Dale's
I'm
like,
not-
whoa.
I'm not trying.
Share,
Have
Ralph.
you seen these guys?
Share.
I remember how I was with boats when I was their age. There's no way I'm letting them use our pontoon.
Yeah, Andrew.
I could be
They're not you.
responsible.
Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
No, that's a liability.
I know. Hey.
Hey, he can make you a title owner. We'll just put your name right in there.
Yeah. it'll make
Yeah,
us think-
yeah.
It works out
Problem
here.
solved.
I think
Yeah.
this is a great idea.
All right.
Well, we're having fun.
The Dirty Mo boat.
The Dirty Mo boat.
We need a name for the Dirty Mo boat.
I think you just did it.
Yeah, it's
Dirty
right
Mo
there.
boat?
The Dirty Mo boat.
That's yeah.
Yours could be, she said yes. I don't know.
Friend with a boat. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friend with the boat.
My friend's boat. That's what it says on the
Friends,
back.
but that's perfect.
That's it.
Oh man.
That's pretty good. All right. Let's skip to the Newlyweds game. Andrew, you're in charge.
Yes. Both of you guys have whiteboards,
Yep.
Okay.
and so some of these will be questions about each other, and then some of them.
Are you going to play some music on the backside of this?
Get some music.
Some very corny, like 80s game show music.
Oh, like this. So, if you've got your whiteboards out, this first question.
Good Lord.
I was opening up my marker.
That
What?
was the worst thing ever.
That's
These markers,
For all
the
those
lids are tight.
ASMR or something like that.
For all those people listening at home, they have whiteboards and markers. Okay, let's start with this first one.
Are we supposed to hide our answers
Yes,
from each other?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with and you're answering this about each other. So, Amy, what is Dale's biggest pet peeve? Dale, what is Amy's biggest pet peeve?
He doesn't have enough marker board.
Buying boats.
Yeah.
Dale, you seem confident about your answer.
Well, I mean, she's right. There's a long list, so I'm just picking one.
Okay, so Amy, tell us what your biggest pet peeve is, and then Dale, you'll reveal your answer.
My biggest pet peeve is smacking.
What?
Oh.
I can't stand the sound. That's disgusting, and that's a good one.
Toilet seat and
Toilet seat
lid.
lit up.
You cannot flush it with the toilet seat up. it's like a
Flush it.
spray that comes out. You're
Oh,
just
that
getting
you
your
close the
bacteria
lid.
all over the room.
So do I win?
And plus, we have a big dog that would drink out of the toilet, so that's gross.
So does that count?
It should count. It's
All
fine.
right,
But
okay.
smacking
Give
is
him a
the number
point.
one. If I sit next to him on the couch and he's eating chips or grapes or anything,
Oh.
I
Hey.
literally have to plug my ear or just get up and move.
It's not just
It's
to
not.
my the thing.
You crunch hard
Here
as
we
hard
go.
as you
This
walk.
crunch. So I get grapes, and I'm sitting next to her eating grapes.
I can
and
hear it swishing around
I'm
in his mouth.
I'm not smacking. I'm eating the grape.
Is your mouth open?
No, but
Oh.
it makes sounds when you crunch a grape and chew. And she's like, "Ugh."
He's
so
eating grapes like
annoying.
he's trying to show those grapes who the boss is. Like, like they're dead already. Just freaking swallow it.
Damn right, grapes. Take that.
Showed them. Okay, Dale, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I don't
Eating grapes in peace.
My biggest pet peeve. I don't know.
I'm just gonna show mine then.
Okay.
Show
There we
us.
go. You saying
Yes. I don't. So I don't really have one. I guess. I don't know.
This is what makes him pout the most.
Just does. Yes.
There you go.
When Amy says no.
Okay, let's go with this next one. I'm going out of order here, Dalton.
That's fine.
Unless you think there's one that we should
No,
go to
no,
next.
You're the captain of this boat.
What is the like the dumbest or the silliest argument that you've had?
Okay.
We can get stupid arguments all day. That's what we do best.
Nothing's coming to mind.
What, can I just go?
Yes.
Go for
Okay.
it.
Right.
Dale, yeah. Oh, there you go.
What is
Classic
it?
Yesterday's suitcase.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. I was just gonna say where things go. Because
In life.
Is that what that's related to?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's the type of guy that'll get. So if you have a really organized pantry, he sees that as annoying. It's a set of rules.
not necessarily.
He'll get the pretzels out. Also, anything that looks like it's for a child, he will eat all of it in its entirety, which is frustrating, and I get mad at that. But he gets out the pretzels. He doesn't put it back where he found them. He leaves them on the counter, where a child can get them, or the dog can
They
come get
want
them.
to get more, so I don't put them all the way back.
Like you're like halfway done with them.
Yeah.
You're gonna come back for more.
It's like non-committed to being done
To
with the
returning
pretzels.
it. Yeah.
It usually happens after we all go to sleep, and he's done with his rig or whatever he's done in his computer room, and there's a trail of food. Yeah. No, we got in a fight about where he was putting my suitcase yesterday in the closet.
Yeah.
I was hyper annoyed in general, and he put it in the worst spot, and we went to town.
Yeah, that happens to me and mine all the time. We're
Does it?
like, just random stuff. And
Yeah.
We'll be like, yeah, and you hung my jacket up the wrong way. It's like, what? Yeah, there's no wrong way to hang up a jacket, but I'll find a way to argue about that. I
Yeah.
promise you. Yeah.
I'm glad it's not just us.
Let's see. What is each other's weirdest fear?
Oh, I know
man.
mine. I have the weirdest fear. That's easy. I mean, Amy should probably just go. I'm not.
You better
Good at
write
this.
something down.
This was your idea.
How about
That's not my idea. You brought this to me, and I said, "Yeah, cool." That doesn't make it
maybe
my
I did bring it to you.
idea.
I did
yes.
bring it to you. Yes.
Your
That's
name's
right.
on
Yes,
the title
yeah.
of this idea, Dale. That's what it is.
I signed off on this.
Dale? Write something down. Try. You got
Mine
this.
is if my phone doesn't connect to CarPlay and I gotta drive all
That's
the way
your
home
biggest
listening to
fear?
the radio. It's a
I
weird
purposely
fear.
do not do that, and especially in a rental car. I get in a rental car and somebody
okay,
else's stuff
I'm
is all
ready.
loaded. I'm
I
like,
got
that's the
it.
dumbest
I got
thing
it.
ever
I
to
got it.
connect your phone to a car that's not even yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
weird.
it. I have it. This also,
He's got it.
this also could be pet peeve
Okay.
and fear, but it's my driving.
Oh, I'm gonna
Oh.
start over because
Your drive. So what is it about your driving?
So wait.
She doesn't like my driving.
Neither do our children.
Are you aggressive? You back
I
in
make turns too fast.
That's not my biggest fear, but
It's-
it is annoying. Yeah.
Well, you said you're not scared of anything, but when I go around turns,
Yeah, he does scare me sometimes when he's not paying attention.
she's like,
Or
"Oh
yeah,
yeah."
when he turns too fast and your head hits the window, that's not fun.
That's definitely an experience.
Yeah. If you have to hold on tight to brace yourself.
grab the oh shit handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your weirdest fear?
Go ahead, Amy.
You
have
kind
to-
of jumped
you-
the restart on that one.
Yeah. I would say my biggest.
Your answer.
Oh,
My
sorry.
biggest fear would be.
I don't know how to play this game. It's jewelry.
Wait, jewelry.
Oh.
What'd you write?
I was just gonna say mine before. My biggest fear, I think, is drowning.
Oh.
Like,
wow, yeah.
death
yeah.
by drowning
Yeah.
is
Death
my
by
That would
biggest
drowning.
fear.
be tough.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
not fun.
All right. He's got 2 pretty large ones.
Being
alone and jewelry.
Yes.
Alone with jewelry.
Yeah, so being stuck. Yeah, so being stuck at a jewelry shop is like the worst
the worst.
fear.
Trap him
It'd
in
be like a
there.
fear factor for
Jingle
them.
everything.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
What is
That's
it
like
about
it's like because you wear the rubber wedding
the
bands,
silicone
right?
ring?
Yeah, his real one's made out of walnut. It's not even metal.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
wood.
I didn't want him to cry at the
pretty neat.
altar.
See, that would
When me and Amy, listen, it's changed. When me and Amy, at least this is how I thought, she might think it's different. When we got married, we had a bit of a loose agreement that I was not gonna wear a ring every day,
That's not true.
and I was gonna be like,
That's straight up not true.
yeah, I might wear it some. And we didn't have
Just
these
like all things, Dale thinks he can make his own set of rules
We
and
didn't
see
have
how
these
far he can push it.
Halo rings and stuff.
And that was one of those
back
things.
then, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Because these didn't really exist
Oh.
back. They were just kind of getting started. The Halo
They
rings.
existed, but yeah, they were just kind of new, yeah.
And I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Because I didn't want to wear the wooden one in case it got smashed and busted. It could break easy. Get-
Stabbed you.
like after what happened, like Jimmy Fallon, like
Yeah, he
had a
almost lost
bad-
his finger.
That freaks me out.
So
That's a weird
I was
one.
under
Yeah.
the assumption that like, I want to get married. We'll get married. I'm not the ring kind of person, so I'm under a new set of rules. I'm under a unique set of rules.
That he
Is
gave
that how it
himself.
works?
I gave myself. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
this
did
is
I?
The only
Did I
time
give
I've
him
heard
the-
these are
I
the rules.
printed out my own rule. I told him when I first started dating him, like, you should have come with a manual, and this would have fallen in there.
It's like turn to page 13
Yeah.
about jewelry on Dale. Yeah.
So, but I'm
is-
good now. I wear it every day. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll take. I need a break. My finger needs a break, but it's like once or twice a year I give it a little
What is
couple
it?
days off.
What is it about jewelry?
So I don't love.
He can't really explain the root cause of this, but he can tell you what it is that he's scared of.
Yeah,
And it's
I c-
fear. It's not like disgust. Like you just
It's
don't
disgust.
like it. Oh,
It's
kinda both,
disgust.
yeah.
Okay.
it's mostly disgust.
Okay.
It's mostly like it's more
it grosses you out.
grossy nausea, and so
Nausea.
nausea. It is. It's the daintier, and lighter and smaller, the piece of jewelry.
The more ick he has.
It's an ick.
So
I
like
understand. Okay.
a big
Yeah.
chain could be fine, but like a little earring
A big,
Yeah.
is going to send
the
you over
bigger
the
If I came in with the Mr. T starter kit, he would freak out. And you know how girls are layering like that? They're pretty gold dainty
Oh, that's
necklaces.
so bad.
It's beautiful. And he's like,
layer. They're layering. Oh, they're layering. It's like one's enough.
Oh,
yeah. So we have
One's too much.
We do have 2 little girls now, and they're constantly putting on
Look, I'm
jewelry.
layering.
Daddy,
I
put
got
my necklace
3.
on for
Yeah.
me. And he's like,
they're
go
different.
ask your
They're
mom.
different links. Oh. Man.
Oh
Whatever.
man, that's so. funny.
Meanwhile,
Whatever.
he races in a big giant metal car with a bunch of rinky little metal things that don't
No,
bother him.
They're not dangling and jingling. No.
There's
None of that's happening. No.
It's so ironic. It's so funny. That's crazy.
It's
I hate it.
impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah. But like
Sometimes when he makes me really mad, I get my jewelry out.
She does.
And just
hey,
It's just all
this is
over.
the damn
Don't make me
truth.
open.
Yes.
don't make me do it, Ralph.
Sometimes she goes out and she goes out with her friends or whatever, and she wears whatever she wants to wear, and she sometimes comes home, forgets she's got it on, and I'm like, ugh. And I don't see anything, but I'm just like cringing inside. And but then there are times when she's walking, she'll wear jewelry, and I'm like, and then my immediate thought is, what did I do? what did I do that pissed her off?
Hey, listen, we're thinking. We're thinking in the right way.
Yeah.
What did I do?
What did I do?
I've done something.
Yeah.
Getting punished.
Chess, not checkers.
Yep.
All
All
right. Yeah. What is a phrase that both of you use too much, or it could be a word too? A word that.
Jeez.
Use too much.
Andrews
Phrase.
is damn straight.
Damn
I think
straight.
so. I
Andrew
think
uses
so.
Damn
straight
straight.
all the time.
Yeah, or that's rock and roll.
That's
Yeah.
really? That seems a little.
He forces that
I like
one.
saying that to things that aren't rock and roll.
At least you don't say sus Please tell me you don't.
God, no.
Okay.
I
That
bust
is-
out my biggest thing. I always say my biggest thing is my biggest thing, and then it gets old. They're like, how many biggest things you got? Yeah, one biggest thing.
Steve Lachard always says, and to your point. I'm like, I didn't make a point.
I haven't said a word this whole time. Yeah.
This shouldn't be so hard.
Yeah, I know. Think about the word, Amy, that I made up.
I know what word I saw what you wrote down.
Oh.
You're not good at this game altogether. You're just not good at this game.
I saw what you wrote down.
Well, then that's it.
I don't think that's something you say too much. It's just a quirky thing you say.
You don't have one.
You just don't want to play.
I do want to play. I do want to write something down, but you don't have a thing that you do. I mean, I could just...
Dalton, when you get married, pay attention.
That's not...
I try my
I'm
best.
not
I really
paying
do.
attention. She's just not
Yeah, it's just
flawed as me.
Yeah, that's a
All
great
right?
point. You know, that's
She doesn't have these annoying things going on, damn it.
No, I feel like I'd play this game and there'd be a list about me, and I would kind of be the same boat. Stress.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. Wait. So,
You tell me what you want.
what's the word that you say too much, right? Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. I lost track of this.
The word that I say too much that I believe Amy wrote down is amo.
Amel.
So
No, that is a word he made up. Instead of I'm going to, I'm all.
Yeah.
I wrote down hey man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he didn't call me. He didn't say that to me. But yeah,
I'm
I
all.
can see him saying that.
Every morning, like, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see you later.
Kind of rolls off the tongue though.
It does.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'm going. God.
I
so many
know. I
syllables.
took out.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
I don't know how. I don't know when I started doing that, or what it even is. What the group of words is that I mashed together
I'm going to.
Yeah.
is now amo. Whoa.
It's almost like that and like I will, and you like
Yeah.
smash them all
Yeah.
together
I
and you get
will,
this like
I'm on it.
amel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's basically, I'm gonna get some breakfast. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go there, and every morning. It's basically. Every time I'm around Amy, I'm usually telling her what I'm gonna do, about to do, what I'd like to do. And so it's I'm gonna.
This is why he doesn't have anything for
Yeah.
me to write down because I don't get to talk.
She has to hear this.
All right.
That's so funny.
What I wrote.
Dozens of
What I
times.
wrote is car store.
Car store.
Yeah. All right.
That's hilarious.
What's yours, Amy?
You're gonna love our update later.
Yeah.
There was a period of time where it's like Kevin Harvick needs to talk to me about the car store. I was like, no, he doesn't. It's 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Something I say. Put that back. Clean that up.
No.
No, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
It's the name of the boat.
Yeah. Let's go for one more.
One more. All right, Dalton. What do you think? Okay.
What is a hobby that your partner has that you don't fully understand?
That's easy for Amy.
I don't have hobbies, so
She doesn't have hobbies. It's easy for her to answer mine. Oh boy. Amy doesn't have any hobbies.
I don't have hobbies. It's going to be impossible for you to answer.
Yeah.
Why don't I have hobbies, Dale?
You're
What if-
momming all day.
What if it was like a habit or something that you don't understand too? You know, you can kind of throw that
Yeah,
in there.
okay.
Hobby or habit?
Hobby or habit?
Oh, let's go back. Let's go to that.
Okay, we'll do habit instead of hobby.
His hobby that's annoying is the video games.
I feel like that was a
I
given.
understand why he iRaces. I understand the Lego thing. But
I played
playing Madden at 49 years old in the middle of the damn afternoon
NCAA
is
football
not
came
something I
out.
can understand.
I
big
played
deal.
it. I maybe played it for like 3 hours total since it came out. And she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you playing that?"
I just walked in and looked at him like, God dang it. And I walked in.
Yeah, this guy.
Me and 50 million other people.
that are far younger than you.
No, you would be shocked. There is probably.
So they can live with you on that boat.
There you go.
I mean, how long's it been? 16 years?
Like 10
Since
years.
when?
10 years?
Since what?
Since the last one?
2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of 50-year-old men waiting.
Getting equal side eye from their wives.
Yes.
That's just what's
Yep.
happening.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Oh, habit?
Habit. Yeah, let's go for a habit that you
Okay.
don't understand. Yeah.
What's your guilty habit, Andrew? While they write.
I'm trying to think, man.
All right.
I live with roommates, but like
It doesn't matter. You got to know yourself. Like I bite my fingernails. That's my worst thing. I'm real bad about that.
That's probably why I feel like I just
You
don't
can't take
shut
mine.
up. I feel like I just don't shut up enough.
That's your bad habit. Is you open your mouth.
There's probably times where people
You're a
just wish I
chatterbox.
would just not
Yeah.
talk to them. That I don't know if that's a habit.
There's
or
not probably times. There's definitely
Yeah,
times.
okay.
That's right.
Dalton, you need to just like give me a word. It's like the
All
safe
right.
word. Just shut up.
Safe word.
Ready?
Yeah.
A safe word.
It's called shut up.
That's a good thing
That's
for
it.
a married couple to have. You
Yeah.
two need to do that.
Yeah.
Or- yeah. All right.
Go.
So
What do you
You're
mean
the
go?
you're the game show host.
Tell me to go. So wait, you're talking about your worst habit.
My worst habit.
Yes.
Wait, I thought this was a habit we don't understand.
Yeah,
Yes,
habit
that's what it is.
A habit you don't understand that I have.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say it's still video games or playing video games.
No.
What is it?
It's blowing your nose in the bath towel.
In the towel?
Oh,
Yes.
is
Yeah.
Really?
He dries himself off and then he honks his nose as loud as a goose into the towel.
Into the towel.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
I've been trying
is
to
tough.
I've been trying to stop.
Yeah, so here's the thing about said towel. He'll hang it back up. So if you don't know
mine.
if it's your towel or his towel because they all look the same,
There's still
you
one
could
side-
inadvertently dry yourself off and get boogers down your leg
There's still one side that's good.
if they're in the towel.
So it's got
You
one
know
more
the
good
good side.
It's got one
So
more
I will,
good shower
I will
in it.
take the towel and do this. And if there's only one, you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a pretty
That's
weird
so
habit.
funny.
But the towel's dirty once you dry yourself off. You put it back on the rack and then it is clean again.
I don't know. That math doesn't make sense to me.
That's my logic.
So I'm not opposed to putting the towel back, but if there's boogers in it,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
definitely
I'm trying to use Kleenex.
We're
But
with
it's
you.
Kleenex is in the bathroom. I'm usually good.
We're
Okay.
here for you on
But
your
if
journey.
Kleenex, if the Kleenex is not in the room, then
he said his dad used to do that, and so that's why he did it.
Hey, I mean, you know.
I do not know that Dad did it into a bath towel.
Oh, okay. You could just hear him blow his nose really
I could
loud.
just hear Dad.
So he
in
blew
the other.
his nose?
I could just hear Dad on the other side of the house
blowing his nose.
make a noise, and it honked. And so when I did that one day, I was like, "Yeah, I'm never not
just
doing
like
this."
Dad.
Like when I blew my nose and it honked just like Dad's, I was like, "Yep, doing this every day."
I made it. I made it. Yeah.
This is a thing now.
Until I came along and I was like, what? And the actual, I got boogers all over my leg.
No, it's okay. My dad used to do it.
Yeah.
But
the bath towel suppresses the
I'm
sound.
like, don't blame it on him. He's not even here to defend himself. You don't know that
that's
he
so
did
funny.
that.
I'm doing this every day.
Oh man.
I could do it right now. And it's,
Please don't.
all right.
Annoying habit I have, probably just leaving clothes on the floor.
No,
Being messy in the closet. No.
not taking time for herself.
Oh.
She will not.
If
So,
you would stop playing the video games, I would go take time for myself.
I'm not gonna not.
That was the argument. Like, wait a second, how do you even have time for this?
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have to be shuffling around so much if you just maybe follow me, shuffle with me and see what I'm doing.
let's shuffle
Pick up a
together.
couple
Yeah.
tips.
Then you guys can play video games together.
Yeah.
We tried that once before
Oh,
kids.
really?
Yep, I bought a Nintendo, the original one off of eBay. Remember that?
Yeah, we still have it.
It was
All
so
the games.
terrible though.
Yeah, we forgot how bad it was, and we are like, we played this.
It
Yeah.
just looked so bad. And
Yeah.
it was probably
Visually,
because of the
yeah.
format of the TVs being
Right.
so different.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But she played. She also got on like a DayZ style game. One time, so I.
What? What is it?
It's like
Where you drop in and
okay,
shoot
sorry.
people.
So she got in one of those games like open world where you drop
like
in,
a battle royale.
you're running
Yeah,
around
yeah.
gathering things,
last one standing kind of thing.
and it was really funny because there's a guy, another player, right, come near her. She's in this little camper and rummaging around, and I'm like, hey, look in the camper and try to get what you can. She's running around in there, and this guy comes trotting up, and she said, hey, and he goes, you're a girl, and he took off running in the other.
Nuh-uh, that's not what happened. He
Oh.
shot me and then he goes, oh, the single ladies, oh, the single ladies, oh, the single ladies.
I forgot that part, but it was very funny, and I thought, oh, she's hooked.
Nope, one and done.
That was
That's
it.
it. Never played it again. So the other side of the towel doesn't have boogers on it. I put it back on the rack because I'm cool to use the boogerless side tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's
And
got
then
one
when
more
I blow my
shower in it.
nose in that side, the towel goes into the dirty hamper.
It's just risky business all around. Once they dry, you can't hardly see them. The towel is gray.
But they're
So-
both, she has to see.
And if there's only
who's-
one towel in there, just by whatever reason,
it's not good for her.
it's like roulette,
that's-
towel roulette.
Yeah.
Roulette.
All right.
I'm gonna try that.
All right, so we sent Amy off. She had to go run some errands and be a mom and do all those things. And so we're going to carry on with the show. And coming up now for the remainder of the show, we're going to talk about the Cars Tour. Big race weekend at Hickory. And the Cars Tour is going through quite a bit of competition and racing while NASCAR is on break for the Olympics. A lot of great opportunity to have new fans maybe tuning in to the Cars Tour for the first time. And we had a big race at Hickory this past weekend. We're racing again this weekend at Wilkesboro. So bam, bam, a lot of competition. Hickory was explosive. Hickory is a very tight, tough little racetrack. Lends itself to a lot of contact, and there was plenty of it on the racetrack and a little bit off the racetrack as well. I watched the race and was relatively entertained. We had some different, incidents during the race, but one of the more memorable ones was Huffman and Grady on the back straightaway. Huffman turning Grady around, coming up off the corner. Andrew Grady just gets out of the gas. He's getting squeezed into the wall, and Huffman punts him in the left rear and spins him down into the inside wall, tearing up the race car. Kind of a bang-bang play right there, and not necessarily anything that I think Huffman could have done. I've been in those cars, and you're racing, you're committed to throttle on corner exit. A guy checks up. There is absolutely going to be contact and unavoidable contact. But unfortunately, rarely do we see these cars get sent into the wall. It's such a way where it makes, it creates a lot of damage. And unfortunately, I think it did tear up Grady's car pretty bad. But he was angry, throws his Hans device at Huffman as he's going by. That's absolutely probably going to draw a penalty. And then there was a bit of a wrestling match or some confrontation down on pit road that involved that team as well, with some other people on pit road that didn't include the Huffman crew. They were not involved on the pit road skirmish. But so it's unfortunate. I think the worst thing that we can see in our series is anything going on physically on pit road, whether it's crewmen, drivers, anytime, like all of the things that happen on the racetrack. There's a line that you can go over where it gets too aggressive, and we don't want that. But when it spills into the pits, it's certainly avoidable. And, when pushing and shoving and punching and wrestling and falling to the ground happens on flow right in front of all of our fans, all of our sponsors, it's just a really bad look. And so it's hard to avoid. It's hard to eradicate that out of, grassroots racing. There's a lot of tempers. There's a lot of tension. There's lots of hard work and dedication that goes into getting there. There's a lot of money being spent by all these teams to be there. So you can understand the passion and the commitment. And you can understand where those emotions come from. But it just really never does serve anybody, I guess, when we see, the physical stuff happening on pit road. It doesn't serve the people involved, and it certainly doesn't serve the series and all the other competitors and fans that are a witness to it. So that's the one thing I wish that didn't happen. Some of the on-track racing this year has been really rough, really aggressive. We've seen a lot of the Cars Tour finishes that are exciting, namely Caraway, have a little bit too much maybe pushing and shoving, too much just basically driving down the corner and sending somebody up the racetrack. There's a bit of an art to using the nose to get underneath somebody and racing them down in the next corner. But each lap, it seems like the hits get harder and harder, and it goes from that art of moving a guy to basically just a punt. And so, we're probably going to have to keep an eye on that and watch that going forward, because it will escalate and get worse and worse and out of hand, get out of hand, and we don't want that to happen. So we saw a bit of that aggression at Langley in one of the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts races. So, it's just kind of been the trend this year with late model stock racing in general. but it's happening as well in the Cars Tour. We saw it again at Hickory, and on the last lap of the race, Ryan Millington had ran a great race, leading a lot of laps, in control of the race, and Connor Hall saved his tires, drove a smart race, runs down Millington, catches him at the end of the race. Millington, a veteran of Hickory, goes to the top of the racetrack and says, hey, I'm going to give you a lane and a half down here. You got a lot of room, Connor Hall. I'm going to give that to you, and you can work your way past me if you can do it on the bottom. And so pretty savvy, but knowing how to use that higher line or that second groove on those old tires was something Millington was super aware of. And so he goes up there to try to prevent, Connor Hall from just driving through him. Connor's very aggressive. We know Connor's going to use the bumper when he gets to a car, especially for the win. And so Millington said, I'm going to take that option away and just pass me on the bottom if you can get it done. Connor Hall gets loose underneath him into turn 3, overcommits to the corner, loses grip, slides up, doors Millington. They both go up the racetrack. Millington said, hey, at that point, the gloves were off. He didn't care as much about winning the race. What was really important at that point is that Connor did not win the race. So they went down into turn 3. He sent it down into the corner, clips Connor in the right rear, spins Connor out. Millington gets disqualified, and third-place winner Ronnie Bassett Jr. wins the race. So, a bit too aggressive. Certainly, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. You've got things happening on the racetrack that you really don't wish were happening. We certainly don't want our races to end like that on the regular, but it did provide a lot of storylines and some talk and conversation. I mean, heck, we're talking about it here on the download where we typically, kind of limit our coverage to the Cars Tour to a very small space, but we're spending a lot of time talking about this particular race because it was so dramatic and interesting. So, you really don't know what to do. I think when I see it, what I saw at the end of the race, man, I don't really love it. But at the same time, I think, will it have a positive effect on viewership and that type of stuff? Yes. Will it have a bad deterrent towards car counts, towards people wanting to come race with us? Probably. We have to have some order and professionalism in not only the way that Cars Tour runs the race weekend, all of our protocols that lead up to a good finish, but also what we expect from our drivers and teams. And so we don't want – there are two things that matter above all else, I think, to me at least. And there's a lot of owners in the Cars Tour that have a lot of things that matter to them, so we cover the bases. But what really matters to me is our viewership audience, that it continues to grow. I think that we are nowhere near where we belong in terms of viewership. And for that number to get to where I think it can go, we've got to continue to do all of the right things. And that's the series, that's the owners, and that's the drivers as well. The other thing that matters is car count. Like, our races can't be taken seriously unless we have a really nice car count. We have drivers that truly want to come race with us and commit to racing with us. And especially that regular weekly racer, when we come to their track, we want them to also suit up and compete in our Cars Tour races and not take that weekend off. And so if we're doing things that are deterring that or turning people off from competing with us, then we've got problems and we've got to fix it. And so I think some of the confrontation on track and in the pits it's certainly a deterrent to other competitors. And if you were to rerun that Hickory race, would some stay home? Well, if they say yes, then we've got an issue. So, those are the two things we worry about and pay attention to when we have a race weekend like this. There are some good things that came out of the race weekend. There was some great racing, and I truly do, love the Cars Tour and late model stock racing in general. And also, we had a fantastic pro race. Our pro lates, that race and that race finish got retweeted by Rubbing is Racing. I mean, what a great treat for us. NASCAR taking a break for the Olympics. It's our opportunity to be talked about, to be celebrated, and to be showcased by a lot of these publications and social media handles that traditionally are covering NASCAR. Well, they've got no NASCAR to cover. So if we can do great things, we can land in those areas, which we did over the past weekend at Hickory. So I'm very proud of the pros. It was a rough race, rough finish as well. Some pushing around, some guys using each other up, and hopefully some lessons learned as well. But such an exciting finish that it got some coverage in spaces where we usually don't reach. So that was a great thing. Good to see. So some positives out of the race weekend, and plus we had a first-time winner in Ronnie Bassett Jr.
And he is here.
All right. So Ronnie Bassett Jr., man, a regular on the Cars Tour, has joined us. The NASCAR series is off, so we won't have any Cup winners today, but we've got one better, and that's a Cars Tour winner. Ronnie, congratulations on this past weekend. It was an awesome race. You drove a great, smart race. Talk about how that all played out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys for having me on. It was an eventful weekend, like you talked about. We had a good car, pretty fast all weekend. We just managed our car, and for once we were in the right spot at the right time. We've had some bad luck over the past year and a half, and it's nice to be able to just capitalize on a solid run and be able to get the first Cars Tour win.
I want to hear a little bit about your family and y'all's legacy in racing, right? I've seen y'all dip your toe in the Xfinity Series at times. So talk a little bit about where your family and your racing history comes from. What is your path and your journey to get here?
Yeah, my dad, he raced for a long time at Caraway in the late model stock, and once me and my brother got old enough to race, he kind of put himself aside and let us do it, and we just come up through the ranks, as you would call it, and with our family-owned team this whole time. And we, like you said, we dipped our toes into the Xfinity stuff, and honestly, we had fun doing it. But at the end of the day, we all go to the racetrack to win races, and we feel like at this level we can compete and be able to do that. So, and it's nice to finally be able to get to victory lane with the Cars Tour. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going and have some fun the rest of the year.
The Cars Tour, in my mind, it's hard for me to think of another series that is as competitive, maybe the Cup Series in NASCAR. But when I was watching when I looked at the lineup for Hickory, there was literally, if there were 26 cars, there were probably 24 that could win on any given weekend. Can you talk to that a little bit? Because you had, I know we've had some certain circumstances this year with tires and so forth that have thrown some curveballs to the teams, but you actually missed a race earlier this year, and that must have been very difficult and frustrating. Kudos and props to you guys for staying committed to it and finding your way to victory lane. What a turnaround. But talk about how competitive the series is.
Oh, it's very competitive. I mean, like you just mentioned, the times are really close. If you're 1/10 off, you're going to start 15th. And with as tight as this field is, if you start that far back in the pack, it's hard to be able to have a decent car when you get there with the fenders on it and the toes still straight. So it's very tough. And when you qualify decent, you need to be able to take advantage of it. And like we were able to do Saturday night, we qualified in the top 5. We just managed our race car and we were in the right spot at the right time. And going back to Dominion, I felt like we had a good car that weekend, and come to find out the clutch was just all but blown out of it, and it went out during qualifying. So, we have turned things around, and hopefully we can keep on this path of just being consistent week in and week out. We don't need to, have a solid run and then go run 20th. So we just, whether it's, top 5s or top 10s, whatever it is, we just got to be consistent.
So why the Cars Tour? There's a lot of opportunity to race late model stocks across the Mid-Atlantic region. What is it about the Cars Tour that you and your guys love?
There was 2 things, the traveling around stuff we like, and then we just wanted to race for the best late model stock drivers in the country. That was when we came back to late model stock racing. If we wanted to win a race, we wanted to beat the best. So we felt like that was with the Cars Tour.
Where do you guys get your cars? What chassis you run?
Hitchcock cars.
All right. What motors?
Jeremy Upchurch.
You got any partners or sponsors you'd like to mention and celebrate?
Yeah, absolutely. Billy and Rhonda Roach have been a big help to us with Bessemer Tire, affordable heating and air. Obviously, my mom and dad, they they put a lot of time and effort into allowing us to be able to do what we do, and I'm just thankful for everybody that helps us.
Well, we're thankful for you. Congratulations on your win. Good luck going forward in the rest of the season. Good luck at Wilkesboro this weekend. A big race, a big track for these cars on the newly repaved surface. And we appreciate you. You know, all of the competitors, all of the team owners are such a value to the Cars Tour. Every single one of y'all brings something to the table. And you have a great story, and we're thankful that you're a part of the series. So enjoy the win. Hopefully you'll have more to celebrate as the season goes on. And thanks for giving us a little bit of time today.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys for giving us a good place to race at and all these places we go to. And we look forward to having fun the rest of the year. All
right, bud. Thanks, Ronnie.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. We'll see you. That was great talking with Ronnie, and I'm thankful that we're able to here at the Dirty Moo Media and Dale Jr. Download, able to bring in our Cars Tour winner. What a dream for me to be able to celebrate the series and the most recent winner in the Cars Tour. And that tells me again, man, that the Cars Tour is doing a lot of good things. Maybe not all the right things. There's a lot of things we can do better, but we're doing some good things where the series is getting into some spaces and getting recognized in some spaces where it traditionally has not. But it's going to be a busy week for the teams to get ready for Wilkesboro this weekend. And Ronnie and his team, they bring a really nice looking race car to the racetrack, and they've worked hard to try to find some consistency to be able to get that car up front and keep it there. But maybe next week on the show, since the NASCAR series is off again, we'll bring the winner of Wilkesboro from the Cars Tour on to Dirty Air. All right, it's time for the white flag. Dropping Monday. Let's see. What kind of shows are going on and what kind of shows aren't going on? I mean, are shows taking a break?
DBC?
Are people taking breaks around here?
We aren't. I'll tell you that. We're working hard here.
I promise you I'm not.
Let's see. We got the white
Door Bumper Clear.
Yeah. All right, so Door Bumper Clear did a bonus episode.
Yeah.
So I saw those guys. They came in. They did a little work. That's good.
Yes.
All right. What I don't see here is the teardown.
Well, there's no race to
doesn't-
react to.
Well, I mean,
There was a race.
There was a race.
There was race.
There was race.
What?
Is that what you just
I said there was a race.
If anyone says, well, there was no race, make sure you have the proper comeback.
That's right.
There is a Cars Tour race happening.
That's the correct response.
Yeah. So, where's the teardown? What is Gluck and Bianchi doing? They can't. I mean, they do a lot of kind of personal stories, you know?
Yeah.
I know they do react on the race in the moment, but we still hear a little bit about their lives, and then they joke and pick back at themselves about things about themselves, right? They could do a teardown, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, little bonus episode, just kind of checking in. Where are they? Are they on vacation? What are they doing? Are they at another race? Are they at another form of motorsport? Gluck goes to different types of races.
I have no idea. Honestly,
That would be nice to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's a missed opportunity.
Let me get my guy on that.
Bianchi.
Your guy.
I got a guy for that.
Got a guy for that.
All right, so maybe next week we'll get a little 10 minutes. Hey, just 10 minutes, guys. We like you. We want to know what you're doing.
We like you.
We want to know. Gluck, Jordan, tell us.
Yeah.
Please.
Where are you?
We're begging for it.
Door Bumper Clear, will they do an episode next week?
No.
I don't think
What?
so.
I don't think so. This was their 1 week bonus. But hey, this week was good. They had.
I do not like nothing about this NASCAR 2 week break. I know there's a lot of drivers that are off doing whatever, and that's great, and I'm happy for them.
It's a weird, just hard stop.
Yeah. Don't like it.
It is 100% not
feels-
an off
But
week
good
here.
thing the Cars Tour is still going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there were some rising stars
On DBC.
on DBC.
Yeah, Todd Gilliland, Jesse Love, Connor Zillich all came in to talk about, their journey, a little bit of their backstory. So,
Dropping tomorrow, Speed Street with Connor Daly and Chase Holden. Those guys didn't take a break.
no.
Good job, Connor.
Connor
Chase.
works hard.
We got Hermie Sadler and Elliott Sadler coming in tomorrow for our interview this week. It's going to be a lot of fun talking to them, seeing what they're up to. I learned some things about both of them in just a very brief period that I spent some time with them. I went to Langley to race my late model, and this was kind of fun. I was getting about 20 miles from Emporia, where I know they live, and I thought, man, I'll call Elliot and tell him I'm riding through his neck of the woods. That's all. Well, he didn't answer because he was at the beach. And I called Hermie, and Hermie's like, I'm trying to sell gas at the gas station. I was like, that's interesting. I need gas. And he's like, where are you? I was like, I'm 20 miles from Emporia. He goes, right across the street from the Bojangles is my Pilot gas station. I'm like, wait, great. That's one of our partners. I'll pull in and get some gas there. So we pull in, fill up our tank, see Hermie, hang out a little bit. And it was really neat.
That is cool.
Yeah. And then go to the race, and Elliot comes to the race, brings his son. So talk to Elliot for a dang hour at pre-race.
That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So they're going to be here tomorrow, and we've got some. What is going to be fun about that interview? Okay, I want to talk to Hermie about his late model stock career. He drove a car, and they basically just moved on to the Xfinity Series and handed over a winning team to his brother. And his brother raced the same car, same team, goes on, gets into Xfinity as well. And Hermie did race some Cup, but he never really landed that steady Cup job. Will we learn maybe how close he came to getting some real genuine opportunity in the Cup Series? Elliot had some pretty incredible stories. There's this cult sort of thought or idea about his wreck at Pocono.
Oh, yeah. We were
NASCAR's
talking
hiding
about
the
this.
tapes.
Yeah, we were talking
We're gonna
about
dive
this.
into that.
Yes.
And then there's a little bit of a similar story about his wreck at Michigan in practice in the Wood Brothers car. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then how they both sort of dealt with the exit out of the driver's seat. So we had Elliot racing for us when he retired. And as we always do, we got to dive into like, hey, man, how was that retirement? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you regret it? Elliot had kids that were into sports. Elliot's an athlete, loved sports, played sports. So he dove head on into that life, totally separate and away from racing. And he seems to have allowed that to keep him busy, but I tease him about driving and hopping in a car and taking my late model and racing it somewhere. And I think he would. But he says, man, I want to test to make sure I can do it. I'm like you can't do it. Like, you don't just learn not to do it. So funny. But I feel the same way. I got to test. Got to go test and check that box before I'll commit to the race itself. But man, love to catch up with those guys. We got a lot to dive into there, so it should be a great interview. Don't forget about the Dirty Mo Summer Games. I've seen this on social media. What in the hell is this? Dirty Mo Summer Games.
It's a.
Do you want to talk about the 6-foot trophy in the room?
No. That's a surprise.
Okay, the trophy that's taller than you. Yeah.
Basically, we had to have our own version of the Summer Games, and we actually just dropped our first episode yesterday.
Yeah.
It's Elimination Pong, and this was at the DBC set.
Y'all are slow playing the out of this. So the Dirty Mo Summer Games, I feel like you've been talking about it for a month.
It took a lot of planning.
And I see
There was a lot of logistics
I see
involved.
people on social media going, yeah, what is this? I've been hearing about this and hearing about it. What is this? Where is it? Where is it?
It's all over.
Did you make this up? Does it exist? Does it not exist?
This is a real thing that does exist.
People are like wondering, like, are you going to show us?
We have shown. Episode 1 is out.
Episode 1 is out. When
But
did it come out?
It came out yesterday, so we'll be
How
dropping.
many episodes are there?
There's going to be 8 episodes.
Oh my gosh!
We
You
did
really
8
okay.
events.
Yeah, and
8
it's all over.
competitors, 8
So we did it at the DBC studio, the race car graveyard, the Western Town, even the go-kart track. So
and Charlotte
Motor Speedway, of course. Yeah. So there's a lot of fun events to come.
You couldn't have just crammed it all into one episode?
I think we wanted to.
This was a big debate.
Yeah, it was a little bit of theater. It's like kind of like the Olympic events, right? You want to have the heats and the finals and the whole thing. You got to build the storylines.
I'm interested to see how this is.
I won the first event, so feeling pretty good so far.
You're gonna spoil.
It's out. It's out.
Yeah.
Oh, for those who haven't seen it.
Right.
Crap.
If you're looking to watch it, go.
You'll leave that in the damn show.
I will leave that in the
you'll
damn
leave that in the show. That's not a big deal. So the summer games are going on, and then Dirty Mo Doe has YouTube Live all week, every day this week.
Yeah.
And you're going to sit in your fun room with sports on the wall and your ticker and just making bets.
That's right. And there's, like we said at the beginning of this show, there's a prize wheel, or not a prize wheel, quite the opposite, a punishment wheel. So, just yesterday alone, you had to eat hot sauce. There was take a lap around the building, wear swim gear. There was some other entertaining things.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the YouTube chat can dictate.
They
kind of
control what happens.
Yeah.
Man, I have not been sports betting. I went on summer break to a non-gambling state of South Carolina for like 6 weeks, and when I came back, I just haven't picked it back up.
You lost the itch.
Yes.
It'll come back.
I hope.
The Olympics are a good time to do it.
Yeah. Well,
I hope.
yeah. So the first episode of Dirty Mo Summer Games has dropped. It is on the... let me guess. Does Dirty Mo Summer Games have its own YouTube?
No.
All right.
It doesn't.
Where do you find this?
It is actually on the Next Level YouTube, which is Andrew's show.
Well, of course.
And
of course it is.
It's also across all of our social media.
Of course.
So you'll be able to see it everything.
I don't know why I didn't think of Next Level. That's an obvious place to put it.
Right?
Yeah. So go to Next Level
on YouTube.
on YouTube.
Next Level with Andrew Curlin on YouTube.
Next Level with Andrew Curlin.
You'll find it there.
All right. I feel like that is a conflict of interest. You being a competitor in the Dirty Mo Summer Games, but also it living on your YouTube.
I had no influence in the results other than just my own performance being talented.
Which was rough.
Well, some of it was.
But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that happened. I mean, we thought people got hurt. There was people throwing up. Insane.
Right.
There was a lot of action.
You sold it right there.
Yeah, right there.
There was a bunch of stuff.
There's a bunch of stuff. Go look at the bunch of stuff.
Yeah. All right. All right, Dalton, you've got our weekly social media standout.
Yep. This is a quick one. Last week, you guys had a fun little moment with the seatbelt clip.
Wait, who is it? Who's the...
The person who submitted this is Racing Roadrunner on Twitter. This person saw the seatbelt clip between you two, your retribution and holding up the thing.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm really going to miss that guy. I sure hope he lands on his feet.
Him?
Thinking that he's getting fired.
I was having a conversation with Mike Davis about that.
About firing me?
No. Not about firing you. About how I think you were genuinely genuine. I think you were genuinely angry with me.
He was upset.
I was fired up.
You could tell when he was holding the paper, and you could see it shaking.
Because you came at me 2 weeks ago.
It wasn't really at you.
It wasn't at you.
I'll defend Dale on that.
I felt it was at me.
I mean, he took it out on you, but it wasn't at you.
All this coming from a guy who unbuckles.
I will admit that I got a bit carried away.
That's fine. Hey.
I would say I needed probably, if I could, I would have dialed it back about 30, 35%.
That's all right. It made for good
we want the 100%.
Yeah.
We want it all.
Don't put the restrict plate on next time. I can take it.
Nice.
I'll just come back the next week.
But but I felt pretty frustrated about just all of that process, about the penalty and everything, and people are like, he had his belts off. They were making it, and Bowman texted me. He's like, I didn't have my shit. No, I didn't take my belts off. I didn't loosen my belts. So I mean, it's like people are making up all of these reasons why the penalty was what it was when there was no truth behind some of it. And I'm like, well, it's not even his problem if the dude's belts are off. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, Andrew, there'll be a box on your desk upstairs when you get up there.
Yeah, it was a pleasure working with you guys.
A box to put his shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah, a cardboard box.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
That's the show.
That's how you want to end it.
Yeah, that's how
Kind of open-ended on whether you're really fired or
whether
not.
I'm coming back or not. Well, now I'm starting to question if I am or not.
Maybe
I will not be here next
know, I
week.
was
I
gonna say,
do know that for a fact.
maybe you won't be
Oh
back next
my
week.
God! What if we did leave it open-ended and then Andrew's not here next week,
would
and
be
everybody's gonna go, "Shit, they
Oh
fired
my
him!"
God, the cutthroat.
What a asshole! Dale really is.
Yeah.
Dale really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we put on a friendly face on the show, but we all hate each
Can't
other off
stand
the
each
show.
other.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like all great rock and roll bands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get off stage and never talk.
So Andrew, you won't be here next week.
I won't be here.
And you have
I'm
a-
on vacation.
You're taking a
guess.
break,
Like sounds like I am.
like
taking a break.
NASCAR. You're just taking a just like
Yeah.
Nope, they're not working, so I ain't working.
That's right. Yeah.
That's your attitude.
That's 100% the attitude.
Okay. So where are you going?
I'm going to Grand Cayman, going scuba diving.
Nice.
You're gonna bring. You're gonna take some GoPro or
I am.
create some content.
We will. Do you want
He's
me
You're
to?
gonna put it on your next level YouTube.
That is also going on the Next Level YouTube page. Yeah.
He's gonna do man on the street, but with fish underwater.
With
Yeah.
with the sharks.
How do you spell this word or something? How do you
Yeah.
pronounce oil?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fish. I don't know.
Yeah. So you won't be here next week. Just so everybody knows, you weren't fired.
Okay. That's great for me to know too.
Yeah.
I will have a much better vacation.
You can sleep at night.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the show, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow with Elliot and Hermie Sadler. And again, thank you, Amy, for coming on. A lot of fun talking to her and having her here. Hope you enjoyed it. She'll be back in about 4 weeks. We'll see you.